Filmei. Asimos.
Caught on my point of view full spectrum camera, this first rod seems to fly up into the sky from behind the mountain, indicating this might not be an insect. Moving very quick, the light fades as it enters the sky and clouds. The second rod anomaly comes down from the sky and takes a sharp turn over the mountain. It follows the silhouetted contour before disappearing behind it. This is slowed down.
What was that? Hello? I can hardly hear it. Voices, I don't know whether it's Bigfoot. Oh, the names call my names, the UFOs, the bipedal footsteps. Last time there was bipedal footsteps right next to me when I was out in the wild here. There are no public tracks here. Not too far from here, a former soldier was chased out of a track about a couple of miles away from here. Was chased out of a track. He was by himself out of this wild track. And this ranger, local park ranger, told me about some of the things that have happened. And so I'm working on my documentary. So I'm just here shooting some footage. And, you know, it's a lot of hours to put in, a lot of listening and a lot of patience and poring over footage as well. I have a paranormal investigation background as well. So I already have a lot of this gear. So hopefully I'll pick some things up, and I do this respectfully as well. That's one of the big reasons for my success, is being respectful towards these beings.
Shortly after, two men joined me. One has already experienced some of the strangeness out here.
What's that noise? Is it frogs or something?
Could be. I mean, there's a stream just down there.
Renaissance man said, oh God, or something, and he said, you can only get to Pit Lake by going out in a boat.
Oh.
And he said, he's got a boat, and he said he'll take me out in the boat, and we can enter where no one else can get to.
Oh, those are the areas you want to go to.
And he said he's in good hands. He said, don't worry, he's in good hands. I've been lost at sea and lost in the forest with my car broken down many times, and I always make it out alive.
Oh God, he's a survivor. Well, there was a place down in the South Island where people could only accessible by boat. Some boys stayed overnight, and they were terrified. They wanted to leave when they heard they had these stones thrown right by their campsite. Was only accessible by boat out in the wild. And in the next morning they were by the jetty, and they wanted to get taken out straight away. They didn't want to stay there anymore. They had these stone clacking sounds. And I was just down here last time, and something big was walking right next to me, and then just walked away. Some really strange stuff, but I suspect that whatever's connected to these craft is possibly on the ground too, going on in the ground. My recordings are the strangest recordings in this country. They call my name. It's really pretty quiet tonight. It's like, it makes you kind of, I might get electronic voice phenomena that gets picked up on the mics, but it's been pretty quiet tonight actually.
I think I'm a curse to you whenever I come it's quiet.
Well, it might be if I take other people. Sometimes it just, they threw a rock by Johnny in January. There's sound like a rock getting thrown, and that the voice said, "Johnny, we're scared you." Did you hear that on the recording?
No.
Yeah, have a listen to the group one that we did from January. So, "Johnny, we scare you," and there's a bang, the rock, and you ask, "Is that Karina?" Oh, was that Karina? But it wasn't her. It was the sound of like a rock landing, and that's the exact same phenomena.
I don't think she gets scared.
No, she's.
Have you seen the video in Australia of her taking those guys that are comedians out?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And these guys, one of them's about 6'8" or something.
Yeah.
And she takes them out at night because she says she's seen yowies about 6 times face to face. And she took them out at night, and they were literally rocks thrown right. You could see the rock bouncing along, and these big burly men were just about crying. They were terrified.
Yeah, I've been over in America, had the same thing. A rock thrown at me by Skinwalker Ranch, the famous, infamous Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Along with that started the phenomena in the wild that I'd never experienced before. And then other very strange things happened, like I got these recordings telling me to go to the wild and call myself the Bigfoot people, and I had the shadow being saving when I should have died, and marriage fell apart, everything, my life went upside down, and a lot of really bad stuff happened. I also saw these craft as well, this stuff in America, but also back here when I was doing all this research, and saw this giant sphere by the mountain over in Coromandel, and I couldn't get my camera fast enough, and it just faded from my eyes. But what I did get after it was I had a DSLR camera, and I was just going back and forth doing B-roll, and it caught these smaller saucer craft, which I'm strongly convinced that they're connected to that large sphere that I saw. Yeah, and they're going like Mach 3 plus, 3 times the speed of sound, very fast. And these are the things that skirt the fighter jets and naval fleets, and they can't get a grasp, the military can't get a grasp on what they are, where they're from, things that they can rule out the Prozac stuff for that, but these other things that are intelligently controlled that can't be explained. But they may be connected with paranormal phenomena as well, along with cryptids as well, because a lot of that stuff happens over at where I was at Skinwalker Ranch over in America, which has been studied by the US military and studied by Robert Bigelow's science team. And George Knapp, investigative reporter George Knapp wrote a book co-authored with Dr. Tom Kelleher on that property. A very hotly studied location because of the cattle mutilations, UFOs, portals, cryptids, poltergeist phenomena. Jacques Vallée was, quite interested in it as well. So there seems to be some sort of connection to this subset of things.
Do you hear that? Okay.
Oh, was that something?
There's something over there.
Okay, what did you hear?
Click, click, click.
Oh, not this.
No, something like branches.
Oh, okay.
Really close or way down on the
No,
road?
it seemed pretty close.
Yeah, I've still got this.
Can you hear?
I just heard. Yeah, there's something there.
Get your scope right.
Yeah. There's a sound just over here.
It's close.
There's rats down here, I saw them earlier. Could be a rat.
That's comforting.
It sounds bigger than a rat, but
I'll,
A cat?
possibly, yeah.
possum.
Yeah, possum or cat.
But I think they would know a possum would run. I'm going to have a look right now. What people do is they dump their rubbish, and they're probably feeding on the remains of the rubbish and trash over here.
And bodies.
I did see a rat earlier. Have a look. I can't see anything. Let me have a look.
I can't hear anything anymore.
My documentary is nearing the post-production phase.